Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta do this video. It's an emergency video because these so-called DCEU fans, these so-called Snyder fans, really got me up here doing videos, man. I gotta do this. This is damage control, okay? Um, First of all, if you're a Snyder fan, the last thing you're gonna do is bash a Snyder movie. Alright, if you really are a Snyder fan, okay? The second thing is so-called DCEU fans. Every film doesn't have to be tragic and sad and dark, okay? And Zack Snyder has done all kinds of movies. Yes, he's done straightforward movies with straightforward stories and caricatures. Dawn of the Dead is one. He's had straightforward stories with straight messages, but still lore and mythos behind it, as in 300. He's done movies which have straightforward stories, yet on the journey in that story, there's so much depth about being heroes and being heroic, as Owls of Ga'Hoole, okay? He's done Man of Steel, which gave you enlightenment about Superman, you know, that he was an alien, that he has to adjust to this world, etc., 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 okay? And his quest in becoming a hero, which is 3-part series, okay? It's a 3-part series. So Zack Snyder's done, and then he's done the deep, very deep philosophical story in Batman v Superman. He's done Beautiful Journey, writing the story for Wonder Woman, all right, which has an optimistic, happy, inspirational ending, okay, and it's a lighter story. So Zack Snyder's done it all, okay. He's done animation, he's done lore, he's done action, he's done it all. So when you talk about Zack Snyder, you need to understand what his style is, okay? But this is what I will do. My petition as a fan of Zack Snyder is, Zack Snyder, please go and watch this Justice League movie. I think when it comes from the horse's mouth, that will quell everything. And then put out a statement about the movie. Please, Zack Snyder, I ask you to do this. Don't let WB do this for you. You do it. Take it upon yourself to go see this movie. I know you know most of the movie is your movie. You know, you'll see all kinds of things in it. I don't care if you were going to do the movie better. Please put out a statement, an honest statement on this movie, Zack Snyder. I really want you to settle this with these so-called fans who are not true fans of you. Okay? I keep on bringing fact after fact after fact. Whether Joss Whedon did things that the people working on the Zack Snyder set didn't agree with has nothing to do with you, Zack Snyder. Because you gave him free reign. He has to be the director. He has to make the directorial choices that he had to make. And one thing I want you to say is whether or not Joss Whedon kept faithful to your general vision. Okay? If things were cut out of the movie, no problem. He cut out things. He cut out this. He cut out that. He cut out the other. But Zack, at the end of the day, please make a statement saying that Joss Whedon either did or didn't. I need that statement. Stay true to what you were trying to do. Even if you want to say he tried his best to stay true to what you're trying to do, please say it. Make a clear statement to end this nonsense, because there's a lot of people out there, oh, WB did Zack Snyder wrong. He cut out this, they cut out that, they cut out the other. And people are pouring out, people from inside working with the movie have been leaking footage of the stuff which could have been left to DVD and Blu-ray, where people could have seen it on DVD and Blu-ray and get more wowed. I would have been more wowed. And I'd be like, woo, woo. Just imagine what Zack Snyder's vision was. I was satisfied with the movie, Zack Snyder, first of all. I love you a lot, my brother. But really, you need to end this controversy once and for all inside of the DCEU camp. Because there are people putting out all kinds of crazy rumors and all kinds of false allegations. And I just pray, God, you would set the record straight. I know that Mark Hughes and all these people would be so happy. Maybe show up on a show with Mark Hughes or show up on some show. I know you have to take care of your family. I know they're the first priority. I know that's what was going down. But Zack, please, for crying out loud, bro, get out there and make a statement on this movie. Go watch it and make a statement on the movie. Yes, there's probably a lot of things you'd have done differently in micro detail, but I'm talking about in the main emphasis, the main focus, the main vision. Was it yours? Okay? You need to make a very authoritative, straight statement on that. And you need to be, Deborah Snyder was the one who first started saying it doesn't matter whose movie it is, once we're faithful to the characters. You need to make a statement, Zach. Deborah already is a peacekeeper. I can see she wants this film to do well. You started the DCEU. You're the one that kept the ball rolling. Do you want to see the DCEU go on or not? Because these fans are going to rip the DCEU to shreds, Zach. They're going to destroy what you had worked so hard to build up. And I don't care if Jeff Johns or anybody else did. At least the DCEU will keep on running. Okay? These fans are going to destroy it. Okay, because if you look at the box office, these fans are the ones discouraging people. People inside the camp of the DCEU are going to discourage other people from going to see a damn good movie. Okay, it's a damn good movie. The critics are already shredded. You know it's because of you, Zack Snyder. If your name wasn't attached to it, they wouldn't have shredded this movie. You know what I'm saying? But they shredded it because it was your movie, and that's just what it is. So, Zack Snyder, we got a lot of things going against Justice League, and I'm going with the theme that you've been doing from day one with Man of Steel. I have the hope that this movie can cross $1 billion. I have the hope that it can cross $1 billion. For the most part, this is your movie. I look at it and almost 90% of this movie is your movie. I know that it has some CGI flaws, okay? But other than that, people talking about they see where things are cut out of the movie. I don't see anywhere things are cut out of the movie. There's certain scenes that don't pay off later on, but I don't see where things are not cut off in the movie. And I see your themes in the movie. I look for nuance. You know, I see your themes in the movie, Zach. And you changed my life. So I just want to know, Zach, I want you to make a clear statement on this movie. I want you to go sit down, watch the movie. You don't even have to watch this movie twice. You gonna know what is working, what you would have done, what you wouldn't have done. But at the end of the day, forget all the micro details. In essence, is this your movie? Please claim it. The actors claimed it as your movie. Ezra Miller claimed it as your movie. Ben Affleck said it was your movie. Your wife, Deborah Snyder, said it was your movie. We need you to say it. David Ayer came out and said Suicide Squad was his movie. All right? And true to form, when we saw the extended cut, there wasn't much more missing. So it was David Ayer's movie. It was his vision. Zach, we need you to do the same. I know that Joss Whedon came in there. He did some directing and stuff. Was it your stuff? We need you to speak on this, Zach. We need you to speak. That's the only way it's going to calm down this DCEU community. I don't care what rifts are going inside between Whedon and the people who was working with him because they were working with Zach. I don't care that Junkie XL got removed from the set because at the end of the day, this is bigger than all of them. Junkie could come back because you could be directing a movie somewhere in the DCEU down the road and Junkie could come back. But if there is no DCEU, Zach, if there is no DCEU, there is no Junkie coming back. Because Warner Bros. Is not going to pour their money into the biggest, this is their biggest property right now, Justice League. Everything's riding on Justice League. And if Justice League underperforms, if it gets less than Batman v Superman, if it gets less than Wonder Woman, the DCU is going to get scrapped. All those films, all the Aquaman and all that shit won't matter. And this is, I didn't see this attack coming. I didn't see this attack coming. But it's nasty. This one is going to wipe out the DCEU. It's going to wipe it out. So, because this is in-house. All right? And I can't believe people in-house are about to destroy the DCEU. And I had my problems and my suspicions of this film. And when I went in and I saw the film, Zach, I realized it was your film. And so I was happy leaving the film. I didn't care that the critics didn't like it because I thought most of the DCEU fans, they would support this film. And once the DCEU fans support this film, it'll do well across $1 billion. Now I'm not sure, Zach. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that's going to happen. We need the core fan base to be enthusiastic about our films. All right? And this film is a damn better film than any Marvel film I've seen except for Winter Soldier. It's better than Winter Soldier. It's better than any Marvel film I've seen. All right? And I want to see these films continue to be made. These kinds of films. Okay? So, Zach, you got to let them know. You got to let them know this was your film. You got to. You got to tell them straight. It was not my film. No, this film was tampered with. Or it was my film. It was my vision. You know, because it's getting serious now. It's getting very serious. And I'm nervous for this film. It cannot underperform. It cannot underperform than BVS. It's over. We can forget about the DCEU. If it underperforms, they're going to scrap the DCEU if this film does not make more than BVS and does not crack at least $900 million. They put in too much money into this film. They got to get it back. They got to at least break even. And there's a lot of money it needs to make to break even. So, you know, this is a film that I am absolutely nervous for now. You know, it started with $96 million. That's not enough money. The controversy behind it, you know, and yeah, Joss Whedon went and did something really stupid online by saying, you know, Steppenwolf was a weak villain. That was stupid, seeing he was a part of the process. But at the end of the day, even though he's done that stupid thing, and DCEU fans will make him pay, you go on any, you know, Joss Whedon now, you go and direct any film in the DCEU, and fans gonna get flack, okay? Because you don't make those mistakes and make those statements. At the same time, he worked his ass off, Zach. He worked his ass off to get the best possible movie he possibly could do with what you have. So I'm not against Joss Whedon. I'm not against him, right? He tried his best to fulfill what you was doing, right? You know, the CGI wasn't up to par on certain things, but it is what it is, all right? So, Zach, you said let me look into it. Zach, you need to do more than that. You need to make a statement. That's the only way this thing's going to stop. And that's public relations. And don't let Warner Brothers have to make you say, hey, Zach, you need to speak up on this thing. No, you do it. This is a fan asking you to do that. And be honest. If it was not the case, and that was not your vision, be honest and say it wasn't my vision. All right? In which case, the DCU is over. And it's all right. It's all well and good with me. I'm comfortable with that. I got Justice League. I got Batman v Superman. I got Wonder Woman. And I got Man of Steel. But Zach, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the DCEU. I'm a fan. Not a diehard fan in the sense that if you give me shit, I'm going to say, oh, yes, it's great shit. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell the truth. And truthfully, in my opinion, Justice League, yes, I saw where, you know, they were doing the Richard Donner thing and with the soundtrack and stuff. I saw where Joss Whedon did tamper up with some stuff, and he did some different things, but it didn't negatively affect the film. To me, it helped the film. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, he cut out a lot of stuff, so he had to compensate another way. So I'm just saying, it's a tough order to make a 2-hour film, and for Joss Whedon to pull that off and still keep it true to your vision, I find remarkable. That's my opinion, of course. Your opinion may be different, and I respect it. If you said this was not the film I was trying to make, I'm down with it. I'm done. But Zach, if this was the film, you need to watch this film. You need to watch this film and then give feedback on it. You need to. Okay? Because this is what's going on right now. There's a petition for the director's cut, your cut, and Tim Hulkenberg's cut. Because people are dissatisfied with the film. They thought it was generic. They thought it was a letdown. And it's all because they went in with a bias, thinking that the film was tampered, that your vision was tampered by Joss Whedon and WB. You got to verify this information now. You got to speak up. You cannot sit in the shadows. If this was not true, you need to say that. This was your movie, okay? In terms of your flavor, your style, your tone. You did a principal photography. You need to step up and speak about this movie, okay? We need you to talk. And you need to speak the truth. Somebody needs to interview. We don't want to hear nothing from no representative. I want to hear it from your lips. You need to get out there and say what needs to be said. I'm a fan. But you need to stop this thing in its track, and you need to stop it fast. All right? The clock is ticking. All right? So that's all I got to say to Zack Snyder. It's a petition. It's an appeal out to Zack Snyder himself. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth. What he thinks about the film and what's his views on the film. And that will determine the future of the DCEU. Aquaman film, it sounds all well and good. But if Justice League doesn't land, we're not going to see an Aquaman film. And these fans, right now, this division amongst us, it's not good. It has to be based on fact. So you have to get out there, Zach, and you got to say something. I'm done.